Grilling is so much fun, playing with fire. I don't know why everybody doesn't do it. Everything tastes better too when it gets a little bit of smoke on it. My name is Nick Anderer. I'm the executive chef of Marta and Maialino in New York City, and we're going to be doing some grilling. I like to keep an open mind about grilling. I mean, the possibilities are endless, so pretty much anything you can do in a regular kitchen, you can also do with an open fire, and in fact, you can do it even better. You shouldn't just be grilling burgers, hot dogs, and steaks. Do vegetables, do bacon. So whether you're cooking at a fancy grill like this, or you're cooking one of those simple Weber grills at home, I think the principles are kind of the same. You always want to be working with a mixture, I think, of coals and wood. The coals kind of regulate the temperature, you can get it really hot, and then the wood is there for flavor, so that's what I've done here. So I always recommend, when you're grilling at home, to have a little chimney going on the side so you can always add supplemental heat if you need it. Then I could sweep some of these embers forward, and we're ready to grill. So bacon is not just for breakfast. We got some fresh pork belly here, and I love working with fresh pork belly. It's so versatile. So we just basically take a mixture of salt and sugar, coat the hell out of it on both sides. So wrap this up in foil for a week, put it in the fridge, come back to it. So after a week, you're gonna give your pork belly a little bath here, and then just let it dry out in the refrigerator, I'd say, for one more night. So once your pork belly's dried off a little bit from that bath, you want to coat it with a whole bunch of coarsely ground black pepper and rosemary. That's what I like to put on it. Completely covered up. When you think you have enough, just keep going. You're gonna strip down your rosemary. You just kind of want to get it lightly broken up. And we're gonna flip do it on the other side, and then we're gonna pop it in the smoker. So one of my favorite things to do on the grill too are vegetables, and all sorts of vegetables work. These are Nebardini mushrooms. They pack a lot of punch, a lot of flavor, and you can pretty much use the whole thing. So you're just gonna cut off the base of these mushrooms, and then really just cut them in half or quarter depending on the size. So these guys cook very much like a steak. So you wanna get good high heat, leave them on one side, flip them over so they get a nice sear on them. Get them in a bowl, kind of like you're dressing a salad. So same thing as when you're doing meats on the grill. When it comes to vegetables, less is more. So just salt and pepper, let the grill give it all the flavor. Nothing fancy. I don't really have a whole lot of secrets when it comes to seasoning. So shellfish are great on the grill, all kinds of them. But what's great about doing squid or sepia like this that we have today with the cuttlefish is that you don't really have to do any work once it hits the grill. The seasoning is always gonna stay super simple. It's salt and pepper. Very light on the salt here because they have a natural salinity to them. I love using these on the grill because they're like the steak version of shellfish. And you can leave them on the grill for a good 5 minutes before they start to get it all chewy on you. So you can get a good amount of char and a good amount of flavor from grills. A little bit of olive oil and straight to the grill. All right, so we got our beautiful Nebardini mushrooms here. They're gonna go right on the grill. Again, these guys can take a lot of heat, much like a steak. So you're gonna get them over good hot flames so they get a lot of flavor, a lot of char. So we have our beautiful slabs of bacon here. You can eat it right now just as is, but we're gonna get an even more flavor on it by giving it a good char and rendering off some of this fat. I mean, it's a super fatty cut, so it can afford to be cooked a little bit farther. If you do have a big flare up at home and your bacon starts to get all on fire, don't panic. All you gotta do is take a big handful of salt, throw it on top. You're not gonna be able to eat this stuff anyway, so you gotta put out the fire as quickly as possible. Throw some salt on it. So next up, we're gonna take our sepia here, throw it on a real hot spot on the grill. Don't be afraid. You know, there's not a lot of fat on here other than the olive oil, so just brush a little bit of olive oil off with your fingers so it doesn't flare up, and then put it right on the hottest spot of the grill. I like to press them down so they get a nice flat sear on that one side. Just have a brick here wrapped in foil. Put it right on top. Okay, so we're gonna pull our bacon off the grill right now. Beautifully crisped and ready to go to the plate. All right, so my mushrooms are ready to come off. Got beautiful char on them. And I'm just gonna toss these with fresh lemon juice, a little bit of picked thyme, and ready to go to the plate. So the sepia should be ready to flip. I'm gonna take that brick, check out the beautiful char. At this point, you can move it to a slightly lower part of the grill. You want to get that high heat for the initial sear, and then just to finish it kind of like an over-easy egg, just for a few seconds on the other side on a low part of the grill, and then we're going to take it off. All right, so we got our bacon here. Nothing fancy. Just going to slap the 3 slices on there. Take this chunky tomato salad with the onions, the white balsamic, and the olive oil, and just spill that everywhere. We're good to go with that. So we have these beautiful Nebardini mushrooms. Take this and we're gonna put it right on a plate. Again, no fuss. And that's a beautiful side dish or a starter. And then last but not least, we have this awesome fingerling potato salad that we toss with lemon juice, sea salt, and some fresh parsley. And that's gonna make a great bed for this awesome charred grilled sepia. It's a very, very steaky shellfish. You get that beautiful, almost leathery char on the outside, but on the inside, the flesh stays super, super moist. We're ready to eat. So again, nothing too fancy or nothing too serious here. We're just grilling outdoors, so we want to get down and dirty. Throw it on a plate, let the grill do the rest of the work for you.